next person I invite is Miss Anita. I know her since last 5, 6 years, and she's a sweetheart, a beautiful woman. She's one woman I know who dedicates to all parts of her life equally, to herself, to her family, to her work, everything she balanced, at least what I know. So over to you. Let's get inspired by you.
Thank you, Anjali ji. Aishwarya ji, you're very strong. I wish I could give you a hug right now. Um, so I am Anita, basically a nobody playing a role of several somebodies, 40 years old, and a working mother with two teenage boys. So you can only imagine, hormones are changing in both directions with the children also and with me. So you can only imagine how my husband is kind of dealing with all of us in the family. What I'm going to share now is actually the very first time I'm openly talking about it to you all, and I feel safe and comfortable. It's regarding my vitiligo journey, which actually started when I was 10 years old. It's an autoimmune disorder. It's got no clear cause or even a cure. So, if you all can see, this is called vitiligo. I have these white patches all over the body. It's also on my face, but I wear expensive concealers, so it kind of hides. But yeah, 50% of my face is covered with vitiligo. And then my body, of course, it's touched about 70% now. But so everything when I was growing up, once it was detected after 10 years old, right? I tried through my mom's efforts, allopathy, homeopathy, Ayurveda, Unani, laser, you name it all, right? But there were no reversals working, at least on my autoimmune system. And as a woman, when you grow up, the self image and the way we look, etc., does matter. But luckily, the whole childhood journey is so blessed and with such happy memories, filled with love. And especially my mom, she would really work hard on me, boosting my confidence and then playing a big role. Career wise, also, I have wonderfully got great support from the colleagues and my team. So that way, there's no real, you can say, setback that I experienced. So neither this condition gave me an advantage, no sympathy, etc. And neither it gave me a disadvantage, which is what I like. It's just as is. But the real test for me started actually 3 years ago, because until all this while, it was all okay. That till that time, it was around 30% coverage. But real test started 3 years ago when it aggressively started spreading on my neck, on my face, everywhere possible. So obviously, the confidence level started to shift. I don't know why suddenly it happened. Some say it could be the COVID vaccines, some say it's the hormones. But that time was there where I would say, why? I would try to look for those answers, which were later I realize now are wasted efforts, right? And then, but also personality wise, there was a lot of shift I was noticing in myself. I would move from half sleeves to full sleeves now. I would start saying no to my friends to catch up for any dinners or coffees, because I would say that no, they should remember the Anita that they've seen me, not my this version. So something started changing and spiraling me down. And then I would also wear very dull clothing so that nobody, my bright clothing should not bring my body or my skin into spotlight, things like that. So my inside was giving up, but it was all okay outside. But I think one of the most precious gift that I got is heartfulness. Only and only because of heartfulness and my loving trainer, this 3 years was quickly condensed into what I could detect out of my life now. So there are three things that I feel made a difference through the meditation practices. One is moving from acceptance to cheerful acceptance, because acceptance is something even on Instagram reels, etc., we all hear that yes, we have to accept our situation, etc. But I think I was in acceptance, but it was not really deep within. And that was the cheerful acceptance. That shift started happening, thanks to heartfulness again. So I started truly appreciating and moving on with courage, right? And the key word is that, okay, I don't need to fake it till I make it. If it comes from within, and that's where I am at this moment in life, it's really okay. And like I mentioned, this is the first time I'm sharing about it. So, second thing that helped me was confusion to clarity. So, confusion at that time, right? I was only relating myself to my body image. So, when, learning about heartfulness, things start contemplating, who am I? Then understanding, is it just the shade of colors right now, or is it beyond it, which is the soul? And what potential do I have at my soul level to fulfill the life? So that was the second big shift and growth that I could see in my mindset. And the third thing is, I allow myself. The key word here that I say is I allow myself, is I give my permission to be low. Sometimes if I feel low, it could be because of this or something else, doesn't matter. But I allow myself, I recognize it, and I give myself that permission that, okay, I'm feeling low, but I'll feel low for one day, or I'll feel low for this weekend, so that I don't create a mind versus heart conflict and feel guilty about feeling low. So I allow myself that. And I realize that it slowly helps me to naturally come out, without troubling the people around in my house as well, and dealing with it. So things have changed now. I am, like I said, in a very comfortable space of mind, and heartfulness is helping me more and more. So
Oh,
that's about me. Thanks to Whole Forum for letting me share my story.
thank you for sharing your story. Women are always meant to look beautiful, and it is so difficult to overcome this image to come out of this. Thank you for sharing your journey.
Thank you, Anita. I've always seen you smiling and talking with so much energy. I didn't know that there is so much within you. I didn't. So it was really very moving for me to hear your story. And I'm happy that you choose Whole Forum for Women to share your story. And you said it, you felt safe. So we are really privileged on that. Yes, our next spotlighted guest is my dearest Anjana. So I know Anjana for last 8.5 years, and she is one of those, like somebody said, no, you'll feel happy, smiling when you look at that person. And that person in our class is Anjana. She'll come with all this smiling, very stylish bag. Every week she'll have one different bag and she'll come you know but last year she went through a really change in herself, and it was so beautiful to see how she was managing it, and she has come out of it in flying colors. So we're here to hear your story, Anjana.
Yes, thank you, Asumati. Good evening, everyone. It's so nice to be a part of this meeting with all these wonderful women. But mine is nothing as compared to what Anita and Aishwarya have, endured and navigated through. They are way more brave. Really, like, it's amazing to hear your stories. What I would like to share is something what I have learned over the past 1 year, which has been like a roller coaster ride. So yeah, first, and I want to thank Vasumati and the whole team for considering me worthy enough to be a contributor in today's gathering. So I am. So what has happened and what have I learned is that, yeah. So the issue is that I've been overweight. Not even overweight. I come under this morbid obese category with a BMI of 40 plus. Okay, and I never, of course, I knew it, but I didn't give it much importance because I was able to do my daily activities and everything was just fine. So I think now I'm 42, and now that I've hit 40, so many changes have come all together at once. And how I navigated through it, I don't know if may be helpful to somebody. So this was all very overwhelming because I am a student of Kathak, and I realized how serious being obese is when I was not able to dance the way I could. More so because, like, we have completed now 8 years in Kathak and we are approaching the end towards the final exams. And last year was part one of the final exam, and it was so challenging for me that I thought that I will not be able to do it, because that is when I realized how being overweight it has affected me and how critical this was for me to pass. Something that was very easy for me. I have danced from my childhood. I've learned Bharatanatyam. I've done through my childhood, but only at this stage, something that was very easy for me seemed extremely difficult. So that is when there was a mind shift, and I tried to help myself. So the first thing is that when you think of a problem, there may be 8 steps to solve it. And when you look at all the 8 steps together, that looks like a big task. So I decided to take one step at a time, one small step. I didn't want to look at the big picture of diet and exercise and aerobics and gym. No, that was scaring me out. So one small step. That is what I did, starting with waking up and doing some slight exercise on the bed or going for a walk. And doing this consistently has helped me. I was 100 plus and now I'm 8 kilos less. So I am just proud that I was able to control my mind, and I have set few goals for myself, like how it is not possible to be motivated every day. But I do certain things, like what I have realized, it habits die hard. It's not easy to give up on a habit. So I decided, if you cannot give up on something, adopt something new. ना कुछ छोड़ नहीं सकते तो कुछ नया पकड़ लो. That is what I've done. I'm not into too much of dieting, but what I've adopted is walking. A simple thing like going for walk every day consistently. That is something new I added in my life. Of course, I may give up on many unhealthy things, but this is something new I adopted. So, yeah, a small step, then reminding myself of my goal, that in my second part of final exam, I visualize the success and I visualize how I would look if I am maybe 80 kilos or something. And, so small things I keep motivating myself is that. And then I realized you just need to help yourself. Of course, I have a good group of friends who keep encouraging me, but until you help yourself, nothing is going to happen. And then I realized, when you help yourself and when you're sensible and you want to make a change, things fall in place. It is difficult. I've been exercising what for now 5, 6 months. I've lost only 8 kilos, but I'm glad that I adopted a new habit, because that is what I can do at this point of time. I cannot give up on a lot of things. So मैंने कुछ नया पकड़ लिया और बस with the help of my friends, I'm doing that. And thank you so much for this little
Thank
uh,
you,
chance
Anjana.
that you gave me to share.
Yes,
Yeah.
Anjana, you are so inspirational. You are so graceful dancer, and I love the energy that you bring it to the class. And when I meet you and on a cup of coffee, there is so much storytelling happens between us. I love that time. Thank you so much for your
Yeah,
share.
even I enjoyed too. Thank you.
Thank
Thanks.
Our next guest is Aarti, and Aarti is still here. It looks like Radha is sleeping well today and not disturbing mom. So, Aarti has a 3-month-old baby, and also she recently lost her mom when she was pregnant. So, when I thought of somebody who must have gone through a challenging time recently, Aarti's face came into my being. So, that is why Aarti is here. Aarti is really a very beautiful soul that I have known for last 3 or 4 years when she started meditation with me. Over to you, Aarti.
Thank you, Sister Vasu, for inviting me to share my story in this beautiful platform, which is to inspire every woman. And we are touching hearts and lives in the best way we can. So, my story, as you rightly said, is about my recent challenge. And the story is all about faith, resilience, hope, and surrender. So the story goes like this. Last year, I experienced the two most powerful emotions together, which is deep loss and deep joy. As the year started, after a long wait, my husband and I were blessed with the news that we were pregnant, and it was something that we had hoped and prayed for. But during my first trimester, while I was carrying this beautiful blessing, I received a heartbreaking news from back home. And my mother, who was battling a long time critical illness, she went into sepsis, and the doctor said that we will lose her. So at that moment, I felt completely torn. While I was nurturing the life inside me, I was also heartbroken because I was thinking about the life that gave me everything. And the experience was, it's the most difficult phase. I can't express in words, to be honest. We are time bound, so I'll make it very short. In June 2025, I lost my mother, and I was 3 months pregnant. During that time, it was hard for me to find strength to keep going. But I had to choose strength because not only for me, but the life that I was nurturing inside me. I deeply leaned on faith and trusted the higher self, the divine grace, to carry me when I was not able to carry myself. With the help of Sister Vasu and the small loving circle that I have, my focus was to control what I can, take care of myself, my health, my emotions, my well being, and then put all my focus on nurturing the baby that is inside me. So slowly I leaned towards my focus, which was the baby. And even in deep grief, life continues to show us that we must choose hope. So, losing my mother changed me, and this pain I cannot explain, but it taught me resilience, it taught me faith, it taught me the power of surrender. It strengthened me and my belief system that when we do our best and trust the higher self, we are provided with the strength to move forward. Today, I'm blessed with this little baby girl after a full-term pregnancy. And every time I hold her, I feel that my mother's love and blessing is surrounding us. And whenever I hold my baby, it's like she reminds me that the love that I receive from my mother, it's not gone away. It's just transformed, and it's continues through her. So it's still there. And this journey, this challenge taught me that life can place us in moments of joy and pain together. But even in hardship, there's strength within us. And sometimes our experience that breaks us also shapes us into a more stronger version of ourselves. So my hope today in sharing this with you is that if any one of us is going through a hardship in life, remember that we are stronger inside. The strength is within us. And during the darkest moment also, the life has ways to show us the bright light, and it can bring us the light back to us. So
Thank you
thank
so
you
much,
for
Aarti.
giving me this chance to speak today. And I hope that we find the strength within us and all of us, all the sharings today. There is the crux of the stories revolves around the strength that we have within us to endure it and move forward.
True.
So thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, Aarti. God bless you. Thank you so much.